Had a few buttons pushed the wrong way. All right. Hopefully that thing is on the right program. We'll find out here in a second. This is Geek News Central. My name is Todd Cochran, coming to you from the New Media Production Studio. The lead stories tonight are T-Mobile's been hacked, a space drama at the International Space Station, Ingenuity Flight 12, did it survive or not, and Walmart crypto. And yes, I'm out of power. I want to welcome you to episode 1546 of the Geek News Central podcast for Monday, August 16th. This show is sponsored in part by GoDaddy.com and listeners just like you. Great deals from GoDaddy can be found at geeknewscentral.com/GoDaddy. You can support this show today at geeknewscentral.com/insider. Hey, I want to give a warm welcome to all the new listeners of the show. Thanks for being here. Thanks for checking out for the first time. And of course, if you're a longtime listener and you haven't already subscribed or followed the show, please do that over at geeknewscentral.com. Get subscribed to the show. Of course, we want you to get subscribed to the newsletter as well. You'll find that link on the website as well. All the action is at geeknewscentral.com, including links to our Discord server. So if you want to be part of our Discord channel, just hit that up. Of course, we're on Slack and a variety of other places as well, including geeknews.chat. So really a lot of places to listen to the show. And of course, if you have comments on today's podcast, geeknews@gmail.com. Geeknews@gmail.com is the place to do that, or on Twitter at geeknews. Of course, I'm on Facebook as well. And of course, all the partner shows are linked at geeknewscentral.com, whether it be the New Media Show, the Pro Gear Guru site, the Gadget Professor, the GNC Week in Review. All those are linked at geeknewscentral.com. Of course, our live YouTube videos at live.geeknewscentral.com as well. So, bada bing, bada boom, that's all the little quick stuff to get out of the way. But the most important thing is at hand right now. Of course, that's our sponsor. And we want you to consider, and we are greatly appreciated whenever you pick up a product from GoDaddy. GoDaddy is really a longtime sponsor here. They've been here since June of 2005. And the reason that they are here and supporting the show is because you continue to buy their products and services. And I've got great deals for you continuing on into the month of August, obviously. 30% off new product purchases, a $4.99.com for new or transferred domains for new customers. Of course, we've got a $1 a month economy hosting for the first year with a free domain, or a $1 a month managed WordPress hosting for the first year with a free domain. Those are the two best deals really in the universe when it comes to hosting plans. You're going to save a bunch of money, and we want you to do that. And I'm messing with the headphone cable here because it's going out on me. So anyway, check those two deals out. And, of course, you can sign up for a free trial of GoDaddy Website Builder, your choice of personal business plus plans as well. That's a 1-month free trial. So, again, we want to thank GoDaddy for being a longtime sponsor here. I want to thank them for their ongoing support of the show. So something has happened. I have only got one ear giving me feedback. It's driving me crazy. So if you're watching today on any of our live streams, make sure you say hello. We want to hear from you. It's greatly appreciated when you check in. I want to say hi to Toby and Andrew that's watching a live stream on Facebook. Thanks for being here. So what is happening? Well. As I said at the beginning of the show, been without power. And that's one of the reasons there was no show on Thursday. Now, the power was on and off here at the studio a few times. And I'd already had something else I kind of wanted to do Thursday night anyway. And because the power kept bouncing, I just decided to go ahead and attend the other event and not risk the lights going out while I was doing the podcast. But at the homestead in the loft, we've been out of power since about 6:15 a.m. Thursday morning when one massive, absolutely massive storm came blasting through and really 3 counties, county on either side of us. We were pretty much all without power. This county alone, I was talking to someone from the road commission, and they said that they had over 2,000 trees alone that was blocking traffic. Basically, it was they crossed, the trees had crossed the road, and that but just between my house and here, I counted well over 100 down trees as well. So they're saying, oh, there's the ear's starting to try to work. They're saying that maybe tonight by 11 p.m. But what they did last night is they got to about 10 o'clock, and they moved the time ahead 24 hours. I wonder if I can show you guys. I think I can. Those of you that are watching, I can show you the map. Things are loading really, really slow here. Why is that? Let me go over here and find this comment. Oh, so here's the image for those of you that are. And basically, it was much worse. It's gotten better, but if you can see the arrow, that's where I'm at in this purple area. Everybody around me's got juice, relatively close to me, but you can see they've got like 1,600 crews or something like that here, some ridiculous number of people that are trying to get the power back on. And it's not pretty. It's not just the amount of damage that's been done. Here's the crazy part. There was 3 storms that rolled through the same area within 5 days. The town that's north of me called Quincy, they had been out for 5 days of power, got their power back for 24 hours, and then they were out again for like another 3 or 4 days. So it's been pretty intense from that standpoint. Now we've got a generator at the compound, so it's not like I can't take a hot shower because I can. Some people don't have a generator whatsoever, but we've been pumping about 50 gallons a day of diesel fuel into that generator to keep the lights on. It's a full commercial. It's not a commercial, but it's got a diesel motor, and my mom had got this years ago. 1999, somewhere around that point, 2000 time frame. And it was a generator that had been used in Alaska a lot or something, like some up north, someplace where it was cold, and these things would just run 24/7. But I shut it down once 2 days ago just to check the oil. It was fine, but we've been on generator now for 5.5 days. And pumping fuel with a hand pump every 8 hours. So that's one investment I'm going to make, is I'm going to find an electric motor for those 55 because it's 400 pumps every time. Oh, there's the earphones started working. 400 pumps every time I have to transfer fuel. We've never, well, at least since I've been here, have not went this long. And with the new house and everything else, the power load is significant. It'll pull 100 amps, which is a lot of, well, we don't take it to 100 amps because that's when the fuse blows. So we've been running between like 85 and 90 amp load pretty consistently. The barn, the house, the garage, the loft, multiple refrigerators, freezers, all that stuff. So it's been an interesting 5 days. I'm hoping the juice comes on tonight. I'm not counting on it, but we actually had the diesel fuel delivery guy come today and delivers 200 gallons of diesel. We were again going through about 50 gallons a day. My brother-in-law went and picked up additional 50 gallons yesterday. Just to tide us over to the delivery would happen today. So, yeah, it's been kind of crazy, and yeah. So thank goodness, And part of the reason why they had a generator is not only when they were in the produce business before. So the coolers that they run. They couldn't afford to lose juice in the winter or whenever, but that was a good buy, and not only a millennium thing, but it's just a good buy all around. Now, if I was had been no if they probably would have known I was coming home, we may have put the generator in another building because it's right below me, and it's things going crazy all night long. I have got my itching is not gone, and I've got something that's driving me crazy in my back right now. I can't get to it. But anyway, I get a little fume smell too. So it's been interesting. And luckily it hasn't been 100 degrees because we don't have enough power reserve to run the air conditioners. And I wouldn't run it anyway with thing doing what it's doing. But yeah, so knock on woods, we'll have power back. But I feel sorry for the folks that do not have a generator. And believe it or not, all the major stores had emergency shipments of generators brought in, so people could get generators. There's still some available if people want one. So Home Depot had some 6,500-watt generators for about $800. A Family Farm and Home, which is a farm implement store, had Westinghouse 8,000-watt generators available. So, but an 8,000-watt generator will only do about 30 amps on 240. So for the most houses, that's enough. But we've had to load shed, turn off ACs, and we're still pulling like 90, 85 to 90 amps. So those little itty bitty generators that are like 8,000 watts, again, they'll provide about 30 amp loads, but you got to put fuel in those probably 4 or 5 times a day, because if they're pulling that much of a load, they're just gonna burn fuel like crazy. So, but anyway, about 2 gallons an hour is what the generators running. I can't complain. I can take a shower. That's the main thing. Got lights. Need to cook something, I can. Just kind of coordinate with the other house to make sure they're not running a stove at the same time, and so knock on wood, everything's going good. But yeah, it's crazy. I've never seen anything like it here with this and big trees, big huge trees that are down. But anyway, that catches up what's going on here, and hope you're doing well. Sorry that we didn't have a show on Thursday, but that's the way the basketball bounces sometimes, just with everything going on. And so what's up? Well, I've been just insanely busy. Blueberry is starting to roll out some of the stuff that we've done, and we rolled out our brand new onboarding platform today, and press release and blog post all go out at 3:00 in the morning tomorrow. But we'll be basically did all the PR, the press reach outs, but really it's part of our ongoing 2-year thing to really rebuild the platform, and what we've got coming in the next 30 days has got me really excited. But it's not tech news. It's not what you're here for. But thank you for your ongoing support and being patient with me. But the first article up tonight made me go a little, Walmart is on the hunt for someone to develop a cryptocurrency product, just like Amazon. So they're looking to hire a new senior director, develop new digital currency products, possibly including cryptocurrency payments, according to a listing on the company's job website. The move mirrors similar interest shown by Walmart's sworn enemy Amazon, which also wants to hire someone to head up cryptocurrency products. I'm telling you, if you're a cryptocurrency guru right now, I know a couple of them. You want to go work for Walmart or Amazon? Might be a job there. This shouldn't be too surprising, even though Amazon denied claims it was preparing to start accepting Bitcoin while reiterating its interest in cryptocurrencies and blockchain in general have had a bit of a moment during this pandemic. Of course, blockchain is pretty big now, and it's moving in many directions, and blockchain is tied to a lot of things. So Walmart is on the hunt. Well, at the same time, of course, just at the time our company moved to T-Mobile, and let me back up. Mobile service, even the power's back on here. I'm getting 3 bars, no 5G, no LTE. The phones have been just about useless. It's really kind of crazy from that standpoint. It's the towers have been down. I guess they didn't have generators on them. So mobile, just even making a phone call has been challenging. Or text seem to kind of go through sometimes. Maybe, kind of, sort of. Oftentimes they'll sit there and spin. You'll say, hit resend. You have to hit resend 4 or 5 times. Now, the story about T-Mobile being hit with another cybersecurity breach has nothing to do with the outage here, obviously, but apparently 100 million users have been exposed. Data has been confirmed by several media outlets, and hackers apparently selling the stolen data on an underground forum for 6 Bitcoin or $270,000. The breach data includes the user's name, phone number, social security number, address, driver's license information, and more. Isn't that crazy? Something's going on with cables. I've either run over these things because all of a sudden my earphone will start working in one ear, then it starts being scratchy and it's driving me crazy. I know you guys don't want to hear it, but it's going in my right ear this time. But this is a big breach. 100 million, that means all of us. So, what else is new, right? It's just another security breach. This one, a little, how come T-Mobile doesn't have this data encrypted? Someone needs to be fired. Usernames is one thing. Phone numbers are another, but social security addresses and driver's license information, that all should be encrypted. There should not be any of this information non-hashed. I don't understand how a big company like this can have unencrypted data available in databases. How is that possible? I'm a small, little, itty-bitty company. And we work very, very hard to make sure that the data that we collect is encrypted. I just don't get it. I really don't. I do not understand what the situation there is with T-Mobile. So shame on them. NASA Mars helicopter faces substantial risk with ambitious 12th flight. Well, maybe someone that's watching the show right now can check and see what happened here. But I think the flight's happened. I think they're waiting on the report back. But Ingenuity is going to cross some rough terrain with some altitude changes or terrain height changes. And for its 12th flight, they give the rover team a valuable aerial view of geology that Perseverance may want to check out. And if everything goes well and they land without crashing, they are going to meet up with the rover. So it's going to be pretty close to where it's going to land pretty close to where Ingenuity goes in the upcoming, their navigation that they're doing. So anyway, we'll keep advised and see what happened with Ingenuity. A jury has decided Apple should pay $300 million in patent dispute. This is a retrial in that East Texas, patent county. So this is down from $506 million. So the 5 patents involved in the case once belonged to LG, Panasonic, and Samsung. Of course, this company called Optus bought those, and they've done nothing but sue people. Now, $300 million is not a lot because, Apple reported a third quarter revenue of $81.4 billion. So, but still, they're giving $300 million to, someone that is patent shopping. And what a business that must be in. Yep. Bet you those folks sleep well at night. Over on interestingengineering.com, and I don't think we have found this particular article or site in a while. Space space drama. The Russians claim a NASA astronaut attacked the International Space Station to return to Earth. And it was about the 2018 space station link in the Russian segment. Recently, Russian news service TASS, which has the support of the Russian government, posted some pretty defamatory news claims about NASA astronaut Serena Anand-Chancellor. TASS accused Anand-Chancellor of having an emotional breakdown on the ISS and causing damages to a Russian spacecraft so that she could return to Earth early. NASA was quick to respond with statements showing support for their astronaut. NASA astronaut Bill Nelson tweeted, "I wholeheartedly agree with Kathy's statement. I fully support Serena, and I will always stand behind our astronaut." And Kathy Luders was the chief of human flight for NASA, had tweeted, "NASA astronauts, including Serena Anand-Chancellor, are extremely well respected, serve their country, and make invaluable contributions to the agency. We stand behind Serena in her professional conduct. We do not believe there's credibility to these accusations." Now, a statement by NASA to Ars Technica indicates there may be more to the story. The statement read, "To protect their privacy, the agency will not discuss medical information regarding crew members." There's been a lot of rumors circulating since 2018. NASA was briefed when the leak was made and was able to immediately notice pressure falling in the space station. NASA then tracked the precise location of the U.S. astronauts at the time of the leak and found that none of them were near the Russian segment where the Soyuz vehicle was docked. Russian officials, however, were not satisfied with this explanation. So what's going on here is very interesting. And can you imagine knocking a hole on purpose when you're in space? You got to be a little bit whacked to do that. So riot games. The California Department of Fair Employment and Housing issued a statement about riot, saying Riot Games has failed to inform its employees of their right to speak to the government about instances of harassment and discrimination. In a press release, the Department of Fair Employment and Housing, also suing Activision Blizzard for discrimination harassment, stated it has asked the courts to compel Riot Games Incorporated compliance with the court's June 4, 2020 order requiring the company to send a notice to its workers about their rights to speak with the DFEH. In 2018, extensive investigation by Kotaku revealed Riot Games fostered an environment in which female employees were harassed, belittled, and passed up for promotion. In November that year, one current and former employee filed a class action lawsuit accusing Riot Games of gender-based discrimination. In 2019, Riot settled a lawsuit paying out $10 million to current and former female employees who worked at the company from 2004 to 2019. Riot CEO was accused of harassing a female executive assistant, but the task force charged with the investigation claimed found no evidence of wrongdoing. So I guess they're supposed to do some stuff here that they're not doing, and people are unhappy about it at the DFEH. What's up with these gaming companies and all these issues? Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin is going to go toe-to-toe with NASA in federal court over the award to SpaceX. So they're taking NASA to court. The company filed a complaint with the federal claims court on Monday over the agency's decision to award a lunar lander contract solely to the rival company SpaceX. So Blue Origin filed the suit in the U.S. Court of Federal Claims and attempted to remedy the flaws in the acquisition process found in NASA's human landing system. A company spokesman told TechCrunch, "We firmly believe that the issues identified in this procurement and its outcomes must be addressed to restore fairness, create competition, and ensure a safe return to the moon for America." Of course, we know in April, NASA awarded the HLS contract to a single company, which submitted a $2.9 billion bid. That NASA selected only one company there and two was a surprise. Only a few weeks later, Blue Origin defense contractor Dynetics, which also submitted a bid for the lander program, filed separate protest. GEO later upheld NASA's decision, maintaining that the contract announcement reserved the right to make multiple awards, a single award, or no award at all. So the GAO has said, tough. So we'll see where this lawsuit goes. Bezos wants some of that $2.9 billion. Meanwhile, Pearson's, a London-based publishing education giant that provides software to schools and universities, agreed to pay $1 million to settle charges that misled investors about a 2018 data breach resulting in theft of millions of students' records. So this U.S. SEC, this actually happened. This fine was handed down by the United States Securities and Exchange Commission, and the settlement found that Pearson's made misleading statements and omissions about its 2018 data breach, and they're going to have to pay $1 million for their misdeeds. I almost made this the lead story tonight, and it's interesting because if you're in New York City now, they're getting ready to add requirements for you to be able to go into a restaurant and sit down to show your vaccine status. I contend that is a personal privacy thing. That's HIPAA. But the state is compelling restaurant owners in New York to, demand your vaccine card for admittance into the restaurant. The app OpenTable, and this is very troubling. OpenTable is adding a new verified tag for restaurants to check vaccine status. It's not storing any actual vaccination or health data, however. Now, OpenTable is adding a new feature that will let restaurants tag diners as verified for meeting entry requirements. The initial and obvious use of the verification feature will be for restaurants to log guests who are vaccinated for COVID-19, but the feature could also be used to do things like confirm a diner's legal drinking age or other requirements for entry. Bah humbug, whatever. The feature should be rolling out to restaurants later this month. It helps to make it easier for restaurant owners to better serve repeat customers, especially with cities like New York City, starting to roll out vaccination requirements for restaurants as the Delta variant continues to rise. So first of all, you're going to go to the restaurant. You have to show your vaccination card to get in. Then the restaurant can update your user account on OpenTable to say you're verified to meet entry requirements. I don't think this is very, very good. OpenTable isn't extending the verified status between different restaurants. Smart move on their part. You'll still have to meet the verification status at each new place you go, unless they're operated by the same group. So, what do you think about this? What do you think about this? Where they're actually going to tag you as being verified. There's something very, very wrong with all of this. It's very wrong. I don't. Really? How many? I want to hear from all of you. I want to hear from all of you that are listening to the show. I want your emails. I want you to email me. I'll keep you anonymous if you so ask. What do you think about, number one, having to show your vaccine card or your vaccine status to a restaurant that you want to enter? Number two, about them verifying you on that platform. Does it just, okay, we just saw T-Mobile get hacked, right? So what happens when OpenTable gets hacked, and then all of a sudden there's a master list of verified and not verified people in the system? Then immediately, someone that wants to be a total jerk could start doing some database lookups of people. They could find teachers that are not vaccinated. They could find healthcare workers that are not vaccinated, and they could start outing them on social media. Mark my words. If it doesn't come from Open Table, which I'm not saying it is, but what if they get hacked? This information, we're going to end up on a list. Now, a doctor friend of mine said one of two things going to happen to most people in the world just because of what's going on. Number one, you're either going to get COVID, or number two, you're going to get the vaccine and also have COVID. So he says it's going to be nearly impossible for anyone to avoid getting COVID, regardless of vaccination status. He also shared information with me that I can't repeat on the show because he's worried that his opinion will get out there and then he'll be in trouble. But did say one of two things are going to happen. You're going to get COVID without the vaccine, or you're going to get COVID with the vaccine. Or you have gotten it already before you got the vaccine. So everyone's going to get it. I thought that was pretty interesting of a statement. Andrew says in the chat, but absence on Open Table just means you haven't been for food. Well, I've used Open Table to book reservations before, but I'm not going to do that no more. But some restaurants, that's the only choice. But I don't live in a state that's going to be, Nazis in making me show a vaccine card. That's my business. Yeah, some people are, I'm vaccinated. I'm proud. That's okay. If you're willing to share that, great. If you're vaccinated and you don't want to share that, that's great too. If you're not vaccinated and you don't want to share it, it's nobody's business. And it's seeing that you can just go online and get a fake vaccination card anyway, I guess it's moot point, right? Dating service Tinder will make its ID verification option available to all users. The feature has been active in Japan since 2019. And I guess because of all the catfishing that's going on, they're going to look at ID verification through either driver's license or a passport to prove your profile and you are you, and that you're not some catfisher out there. Catfishing happens both to men and women. So if you're on Tinder, you're going to be able to give them your ID soon to prove you are who you are. Now, if you live in Eastern Ohio or West Virginia, dozens of hospitals and clinics are canceling surgeries and diverting ambulances following a ransomware attack that has knocked out staff access to IT systems. The facilities are owned by Memorial Health System, which represents 64 clinics, including hospitals at Marietta Memorial, Selby General, and Sisterville General in the Marietta Parkersburg metropolitan area in West Virginia and Ohio. Early on Sunday, the chain experienced a ransomware attack that hampered the three hospitals' ability to operate normally. So they're going to continue to accept stroke and trauma patients, but everything else is canceled. So not surprising here. What's going on? Ransom, you pay the money. They're going after people with big bucks, with deep pockets. Don't click on stuff you don't know what's coming in your email. Be very, very, very careful. Wikipedia, well, a vandal added a swastika to 53,000 pages, and how did he do that? Well, he was able to edit a template that was being used for leaders such as the president, vice president, and Justin Trudeau. Articles for celebrities, including Jennifer Lopez, Ben Affleck, and Madonna, were also affected, along with a whole bunch of other regular people on Wikipedia. So, anyway, put a Nazi swastika on 53,000 pages. Good old Wikipedia. Guess they learned something from that. Robots are, we've talked about robots in this show recently, about how they might be used in combat operations and all kinds of other stuff. Well, a new Tuna Robot could lead to more agile and efficient underwater drones. So they've got a new robot that can swim underwater faster by basically mimicking how tuna swim. So if you're into building drones or robots, you can check this story out about this Tuna Robot that I guess it's some college students made. It was from where it is. Was it Carnegie? Research from the University of Virginia say they derived a formula that not only provides an answer. Basically, it's about how fish can change the rigidity of their tails. So I think this was, University of Virginia team plans to scale the technology. So, but anyway, cool stuff that they're doing in robotics. Facebook, Amazon are seeking U.S. approval to operate undersea data cable. So they've asked the government to operate a new undersea cable between the Philippines and California. And after China Mobile agreed to exit the plan, a government agency said on Friday. Oh, that's interesting. So the two companies told the FCC they intend to start commercial operations by late 2022 and said the new data connection will provide significant new capacity on routes where capacity demand continues to increase substantially year over year. The companies in the joint finance said the new cable will help to support Facebook applications and provide Amazon and its affiliates with capacity to support Amazon cloud service and connect its data centers. So the United States has repeatedly expressed concerns about China's role in handling network traffic for potential espionage. Around 300 subsea cables form the backbone of the internet, carrying 99% of the world's data traffic. In September 2020, Facebook, Amazon, and China Mobile withdrew their application to connect San Francisco and Hong Kong as part of the Bay-to-Bay Express cable system. In March, Facebook withdrew a separate FCC application for a Hong Kong to California cable. So with everything going on in Hong Kong, are we surprised? The Chinese own that thing now. Why would you, come on now. Or someone can just go splice in? I don't think we want that, do we? Lots of comments today. Leah, thanks for coming in. Andrew, Jim, all of you watching, thanks for being here and making comments on the show tonight. Definitely appreciate your commentary. A U.S. watchdog opens a probe into Tesla's autopilot driver assist system after a spate of crashes. The investigation covers 750,000 vehicles, which has got to be a decent chunk of the U.S. inventory shifted by Tesla. It is estimated that in the past 3 years alone, Tesla has sold a combined 430,000 units of Model X, Model S, and Model 3. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration Office of Defects and Investigation said it was looking at the Level 2 advanced driver assistance systems. Most incidents took place after dark, and the crash scenes encountered including scene control measures such as first responders, vehicle lights, flares, and illuminated arrows and road cones. So here's the thing about even my car and lane centering. It'll run home to mama, meaning it will run off the road. The lines aren't perfectly painted. If there's an exit that doesn't have good dots through the exit, it'll just continue to, it'll track you right now. It's not any type of autonomous. It's just lane centering. So that in itself is crazy enough, but I don't know. Those of you that have Teslas, I'm sure you love that driver assist system, but I don't think I'd be reading a book because you can end up dead. The latest version of iCloud for Windows adds a full password manager. You can use it in conjunction with Microsoft Edge and Google Chrome extensions. So I don't know how long PC users have been using the app, which is available from the Microsoft Store. And while the software lets you download your photos and files, any passwords stored on your keychain were a more complicated matter. And that's about to change. With version 12.5 of iCloud for Windows, Apple's adding a password manager to the software. Once you download the update from Microsoft Store, you can use the tool to add, edit, copy, and paste, delete, and look up any password you have stored in your iCloud keychain. So if you're using Safari, I guess that works out well. One of the articles that was picked up today is by one of our own writers here at Geek News Central. Facebook Messenger updated end-to-end encrypted chats. Well, weren't they just talking recently about scanning pictures? Wasn't that a discussion point here recently? So you may have encrypted chat, but I don't think your pictures are going to be encrypted unless Facebook has some sort of override from Apple. So anyway, end-to-end encrypted chats on Facebook Messenger. Take it where we can get it, but we talked about what Apple was doing here last week. So does it apply to all apps? That's the next question. And another article on Geek News Central, Twitter needs to fix the eye strain problem. And this is basically about accessibility. TechCrunch reported the new font style is called Chirp that Twitter is using. It is Twitter's proprietary typeface. It appears Twitter was attempting to make things more accessible for people who have low vision. According to TechCrunch, high contrast design can make websites more legible, but the current contrast level is so high that it caused eye strain for some users. The change wasn't good for people who suffer from chronic migraines either. And so Twitter's got an accessibility issue with their site and with their apps at this point. So we'll see what changes they make. Accessibility is a big issue. I've talked about it on the show. We take it very, very serious at Blueberry. When an accessibility question comes in, we go basically to red alert. We basically that's a priority one fix. Andrew, you said AI will get confused with unusual settings. I missed something about that. What are you in reference to there? Maybe I'm talking about something and just some dense. Senators have asked Amazon how will it use palm print data from its stores. The concern Amazon One info could be abused for tracking purposes. And so if you're concerned that Amazon might misuse palm print data from its One service, you're not alone. Senators Amy Klobuchar, Bill Cassidy, and John Ossoff have sent a letter to the new Amazon chief, Andy Jassy, asking him to explain how the company might expand use of One's palm print system beyond stores like Amazon Go and Whole Foods. They're also worried that biometric payment data might be used for more than payments, such as ads and tracking. So this inquiry will not necessarily lead to government restrictions on One and other biometric payment tech, but Amazon may not get much sympathy, however. The company's offered $10 in credit to potential One users, raising a question about its eagerness to collect palm print data. This isn't the first time Amazon's clashed with the government. Cities have dropped Amazon recognition face detection system, and Congress has proposed face detection regulations with recognition in mind. So anyway, we'll see if Amazon ponies up the information or not. Oh, Andrew was referring to Tesla. AI will confuse with unusual settings. Yes. And it's really not AI. It's code. So, all right. So I want to go back. A little tight news week. And let me find, we had some stuff that came in on comments. So I keep getting this email, and I think this is a PR team, but it's about UFOs. Dear Todd, for the first time in history, the Pentagon has acknowledged the existence of unidentified aerial phenomena, or more commonly referred to as UFOs. While it did not confirm tiny green men, its confirmation has sent shockwaves in the conspiracy theory community. Really? The news got our team wondering about other credible, famous UFO sightings throughout history and what percentage of Americans actually believe in aliens. You're welcome to use our infographic or any research contained in our article, The Most Famous UFO Sightings in History, in your upcoming articles on the subject. If you need this artwork in any other size resolution, please let us know. So let me load this from. So here's what they've got. I got this infographic that says UFO sightings. If you're looking to see little green men, here are the states are most likely to find them. California has 10,297 sightings. Washington State has 4,326. New York has 3,815. Texas had 3,3840, and Florida has 5,817. And just a little infographic. It's a little weird that they were asking me to promote this. And here's what I determined. It looks like it's just clickbait. So be careful out there on what you're clicking on, because sometimes it's just clickbait to get page loads and other things. So I found it real interesting approach to getting clickbait articles. And the infographic is, who knows? It could be made up by anybody. So it was just kind of curious. So we won't be using it in any links in the podcast at all. Got an email from one of our listeners. They said, "Hey, Todd, from last Thursday's show, a lighthearted look at Apple's new CSAM move suggests that Apple thinks that all its customers are pedophiles. You may want to emphasize that analysis as humorous to avoid lawyers. Remember Legal 101. 1, you are innocent until proven guilty, and 2, as a result, you are protected from unreasonable search and seizure, unless you're using your eye or your fingerprint to unlock your phone. The exceptions to 2 are where a search warrant has been obtained or a crime is thought to be in progress. Clearly, as no search warrant has been obtained by Apple, and the only legal alternative is that a crime is in progress. Therefore, Apple thinks that all of its customers are pedophiles. I rest my case. Regards, our very astute listener." So this is in reference to Apple scanning pictures on our phone to look for child porn. And I've already stated my position on individuals who partake in that type of disgusting behavior. And I think it involved, anyway, you already heard it on the previous show. It wasn't nice. So that's it. That's all the emails that came in. But I gave you guys a homework assignment. I want to know what you think about this collecting of vaccine information by Open Table. What do you think about that? So you get the verified mark. What's going to be next? On Facebook, there's going to be a check mark next to my profile if I've had the vaccine. Or on Twitter, do I get an extra check mark if I've had the vaccine? Where does it end? And what say you? Meanwhile, I'm still waiting for my Starlink activation, still waiting to be able to order Starlink antenna. They said late summer, so we're getting close to late summer at this point. It's August. And I'm actually getting worried about having to wear pants again. You guys know my policy. No, I'm going to go as long as I can. So, all right. So here's the dealio. Let me give you guys an update on the schedule because things get crazy here. Starting the week of, there should be 2 shows this week, 2 shows next week. But then what's going to happen is I'm going to be out for a period of time because I'm going to a conference in Salt Lake City, Utah, and then I'm going to Dragon Con. And I come back at the end of the Labor Day weekend. So I'm actually going to miss Labor Day, which, it's a thing. I just work. So there's going to be a couple of shows I'm going to miss at the end of the month. August seems to be the month where I'm off more than I'm on, I guess, per se. But again, just the travel is what it is. And then I'll be in the studio all of September. And then the first week of October, I go to Honolulu to have my dermatologist appointment to get a spot removed. And then I'll be at NAB in Las Vegas, I believe, the week of the 11th. So anyway, that just kind of keeps up the schedule. But a couple more off shows this month. Really did not truly plan for the show to be off last Thursday, but Mother Nature and a couple other things that were going on kind of prevented that. So anyway, that's where we're at. And I want to thank all of you for being here. I want to thank you all for your ongoing support of the show. Again, email is geeknews@gmail.com. I definitely appreciate all of you that are tuning in. The insiders, thank you so much for your ongoing support. So be safe out there, all right? Take care of one another. Watch over. And stay safe. We'll see you next time here on the Geek News Central podcast. We'll be back with you on, what is today? Today's Monday. We'll be back with you on Thursday for another show. Everyone take care. Bye-bye.